Alright, today I'm going to show you how to set up Relay or Lightspeed, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to go into our browser, and the first thing we need to do is make a Google Classroom. Now I suggest making a Google Classroom for every single period that you have, because otherwise other teachers will not be able to control the students when they're in their classroom. So first thing, we're going to classrooms.google.com. That's my favorite. Maybe it's classroom. Yes, there we go. So you're going to go in, and I've already kind of made mine, but if you haven't, you need to. So you will just go up here to the plus sign and create class. And then you're going to give your class a name. So I'm going to do social studies, example class. And I guess here you could put first, second, or third. It doesn't really matter. So maybe history. This also doesn't particularly matter. Alright, so you'll end up having your class and you can customize it. And then you have your students join using this code right here. So you can write that on the board, or you can click on this guy and display it. I end up printing out a sheet or a couple sheets like for each block, and I put it up in the classroom so that it's there and they can see it. Now once you've made this is the rest of it's actually pretty easy. So you're going to go to, it's classroom.lightspeed. So you're going to sign in with your Google account. So this needs to be the same email that you used for setting up the class. So I'm going to go in with my Google account. And so here's the URL, is classroom.lightspeedsystems.app. And these automatically go in. Now it takes, I think, 24 hours, so it syncs overnight automatically. So it'll pull in those students automatically, and they'll be in there. Really need a sample class. Let's see. Okay. Now the web rules is where that's where you want to spend your time kind of fixing this up. So if it's off, they can go wherever. Then we've got two options over here. We've got allow mode and block mode. So allow mode is you are only allowing them to go to those specific sites. And you can create an allow list, and you can name them different things. That way you might have one, like my projects and essays have more options. So I let them use maybe Google or Britannica, something like that. While if I'm using Canvas, I'm basically like, no, you're on Canvas. That's all you get. The important thing though is to have the account sites on there, so that if they log in with Google, you need to have this right here, accounts.google.com, account.google.com, and you can contact me for the basic login links. So when you type this in, of course you need to make sure it's exact. If you change one letter, if you capitalize anything in here, it's a different URL. If I put Johnston in capital letters, now it's a different website. So I go through and I put in the basic ones, and then I put in some things that I allow. So I might allow Quizlet, Translate. Mainly this one is Canvas only, and then you click Save. Take that off. So once you turn this on, you click that, and then you click Apply, Allow Changes, and then it applies it to the class. Block mode is when you're blocking specific sites. So I might say, okay, you guys can play games, but I'm not letting you on YouTube. And so then you type in YouTube. The only this is, I never use this, because, I mean, then they can just mark their status as done whenever. So I don't use this often because you would have to put in every single specific site, and there are so many sites out there that let them on games and on different things that it's pretty difficult. There's one glitch with this, and I've tried every different way. I've contacted Lightspeed Relay. I have gone through all kinds of tech stuff, and that is, it will not block site.google.com. I can put it in here in the block mode, and it will not block it. No matter what. So a lot of games are on sites.google.com. So you do have to monitor a little bit still, but at least you can see their screens. So you can do, really, I should, it's kind of, whatever. Here you can create different groups. So ultimately this is the class, and creating different groups. I have like my finished group where I allow more options, and then I have my kind of still working group or missing work group, and that way the people who are missing stuff, they are limited. They cannot go to some other site and waste their time. The other issue is students need to be in their school account on the Chromebook. If they have their own personal computer, then they essentially can bypass this by not logging into their school account. So the school account is linked to Google Classroom. If they were to put their personal account into Google Classroom, then it would allow blocks for that. So normally the way I can tell is it just says at the bottom offline, and I can just see, oh, this student is here in my class, and their computer isn't showing up. So the bring your own device, you got to monitor that a little bit. If it is not a Chromebook, if it is a laptop with its own operating system, it will never show up, because it is not limited enough. The other thing, is the settings. So in the class, so once you're in this class in Relay, you want to go to the cog, and you need to put in the schedule. So you want to click, okay, I have this class, this is this day, here's my time that I have it to, because then it will show that group during that time. You may need to change this if you have them for, if it's a testing day, early release day, anything like that. And then you just save it. There is a at the beginning of the class, if other teachers are using it, down at the bottom here, it'll say something like students to add, and you basically have to, I think there's a button here that's like add all students, or you can do it individually. If you do it individually, there is a pop-up box that I click on so it doesn't show it again. But that's pretty much it, and then you can monitor and close their tabs and limit them and make sure that they're on task.